All right, we got some more great news from Kennedy and a little bit from Trump too, mostly from Kennedy. We're going to start with Kennedy's newest video. I don't even think this is on his YouTube channel yet, but I'm sure it's going to be at some point. This is awesome. You gotta hear this.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. here. Over 70% of Americans want a different choice than Presidents Biden or Trump. They're tired of voting for the lesser of two evils. Presidents Trump and Biden colluded with CNN to block me from representing your voices, but I'm not going to let them silence us. Go to therealdebate.com to watch me answer the same debate questions live. I'm going to be on that debate stage with or without their permission. I'm Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and I approve this message.
That's awesome. With or without them, he's going to be there, which is great. He's finding some creative ways to make sure that he is going to participate in this debate one way or another. There is a great video that somebody got that was from his son that is good. I don't know. Let me see if I can pull that one up because I thought that was really great. I don't know that well how to navigate around Twitter to get to my own post here. But profile, it's probably here on their profile. Let me share this tab. But I thought this was really good here too. This is what I first heard about it, and then Kennedy just made that post. So I was kind of waiting for it. Kind of knew that it was coming. So let me see. I know it's on here. Oh, and he's going to be interviewed by Dr. Phil. Well, I think they're going to replay the interview most likely from Dr. Phil that same day. But I'm sure here it is. This is really good. This is about a minute and 18, a minute and 19, a minute and 20. This is really, really good. I'm going to play this. This is RFK Jr.'s son. I believe this is RFK 3.
I mean, I think this is a crazy move, what they did. They rigged the debate so that my father couldn't appear, so people wouldn't see that he could wipe the floor with either of the two candidates out there.
Have you had any conversation with your dad about this?
About this protest?
About protest, or about just the fact that he's like they're not going to be debating at this point?
Oh, I think we have a fun plan for the debate. People will see. I think our debate might actually get more views than the real one. But no, this protest is unauthorized. I'm just here by myself as a citizen.
Could you give a little bit more what's going to happen in the debate day?
So, roughly our plan is to hold our own debate. I'm not going to say exactly how we're going to do it, but we'll have the other two candidates up there as well, saying what they say live. And then we're going to give my dad a chance to respond live, and we'll prove that we can do it live and prove that he can wipe the floor with them live. When the two-party system is essentially funded by the advertisers, who are then allowed to exclude my dad from the debate, you know something is deeply wrong with the way our democracy works. I think we need to look deeply into why private advertisers are allowed to pay for our public discourse and exclude people. And vote Kennedy.
It's beautiful. That's a great one. So then we have this. So please, if you do want to hear what he's talking about, just go to, and I'll even put it in the chat here, therealdebate.com. Should be up on the screen. I'm just going to drop it in the chat. Therealdebate.com. You're going to hear a lot about this in the next coming days, obviously. And here's the countdown. 1 day, 22 hours, 10 minutes, and counting. This is going to be awesome. This is, you can see somewhere on here, live broadcast powered by X. So, and this starts at 6 p.m. I need to look up, when does the presidential debate actually start? I'm assuming it's going to start at the same time. So this should be great. That's really all. And then the video that I just played is there. Why watch the real debate? The Smurfs in Washington don't trust you to make up your own mind. They restrict the videos you can watch and the posts you can read. The way you put parental controls on Netflix on our children, they limit the names you're permitted to choose on your ballot and the voices you're allowed to hear during an electoral debate. They aren't just keeping a candidate off the debate stage, they are keeping ideas outside your awareness. But you have a right to hear the opinions they don't want you to hear. You pay for their salaries and their mistakes and their wars. You are an American voter in the land of the free. The real debate will present all the choices. It will bring in the ideas they're trying to keep away from you. You may not agree with all of those ideas. The point is that you will be able to hear them and decide for yourself. That's what it's all about. Go back and play a little bit more. Pretty sure I have one or two more videos to play here. Let's play a little bit of this. Oh, this is good. This is pretty good here. Play this one. Where is it?
As you know, it's been reported that right now Crooked Joe's gone to a log cabin to study, prepare. No, he didn't. He's sleeping now because they want to get him good and strong. So a little before debate time, he gets a shot in the ass, and they want to strengthen him up. So he comes out. He'll come out. I say he'll come out all jacked up, right? All jacked up. Now, will anybody be watching the debate on Thursday night? I'm shocked. No, I'm shocked. But they've taken so much fun out of it. There's no audience. They actually wanted us to sit down. I said, look, I really want to do this thing. You know, what happened is they gave me something that couldn't be accepted. They gave me an offer I couldn't accept, and I said, I'll do it. Number one, it was CNN fake news, right? Who hates Trump. Then it was Fake Tapper, who really hates Trump. And Dana Bash. Then it was, it's Dana, it's not Dana, it's Dana. You know that, right? Right? It's Dana, right? Isn't it? It's either. Shares it. Then they said, think of this, but no audience. It's like death. There's two of us and two of them. It's like death. This could be the most boring, or it could be quite exciting. Who knows? I already caught them. They had a presidential commission. You remember the time where they were turning off my mic and they weren't allowed to? And they had to apologize. They apologized for it. Of course, that doesn't do any good. The debate's over, but we won the debate. We won just about all of those suckers. We won them. How should I handle him? Should I be tough and nasty? Or should I be, she say no, should I be tough and nasty and just say you're the worst president in history? Or should I be nice and calm and let him speak?
If he can speak,
50,
I guess.
50. Be tough. Be tough. So bad.
Biden may be his worst enemy. It may be good just to let him speak.
So bad. But anyway, it'll be a good, I'm sure he'll be prepared.
Here it comes.
Whatever happened to all that cocaine that was missing a month ago from the White House?
Ooh.
Whatever happened?
That's pretty funny. That's pretty good for Trump. And again, so first he talks about Biden will need to get a jab in the ass. And then he just happens to mention that missing cocaine, or really the cocaine that was found. And then all of a sudden it wasn't a big deal. I mean, can you imagine if that was in Trump's White House, what they would have said, what they would have done, how the media would have gone after Trump? It would be a never-ending story. They would have impeached him a third time. But since it's Joe Biden, since it's their guy, it's their puppy, it's a whole different world, a whole different story. Well, hopefully all of that is going to come to an end in November. What we are looking for is this Thursday, June 27th, 2 debates. The debate that I want to see is between these two. I could care less about Joe Biden. I want to see the debate between these two guys. I don't want any excuses for President Trump. I want him to win fair and square too. And I want to see Kennedy and Trump on the same debate stage. By the time that my book comes out, Kennedy and Trump, it should be a no-brainer here, but we'll see. we'll see what happens. All a part of God's plan. Everything we do is all a part of God's plan. So I do want to read the press release. It may be on the website. I've got the email already pulled up here. So I'm just going to read some of this here. This is what was sent out today. Is it showing? Yeah, it is popping up. Okay. This is what was sent out today. Kennedy campaign to give Americans the debate they deserve. Kennedy campaign is restoring the rights of American voters to see the presidential debate as it is supposed to be. Biden, Trump, Kennedy. And to decide for themselves which candidate will best serve them over the coming 4 years. Since 71% of Americans want to see Kennedy on the debate stage, the campaign will give them what they want at therealdebate.com. I think it may even be higher. I can't imagine that it's only 71%. Obviously, it's based on some polls, et cetera, but I would think most of the country wants to see that. They want to see Kennedy and Trump on the same debate stage. I don't know if anyone is excited to see Biden. I think even Biden and Biden's team would want Kennedy up there. That would lessen some of the burden on Biden. He wouldn't have to talk as much. He wouldn't have to debate as much. Anyways, this will be happening Thursday, June 27th, 9 p.m. Eastern in Los Angeles. Media must request press credentials at press@teamkennedy.com with the real debate in the subject line and include their name, outlet, title, and phone number. The real debate will be streamed on X and therealdebate.com. With 6 qualifying polls and confirmed ballot access in more states than either of his competitors, independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. meets all published participation criteria. His exclusion from the CNN debate stage has been widely decried as an act of collusion between 2 establishment parties terrified of being held to their records and a cable news channel willing to compromise journalistic integrity to secure a multi-million-dollar payday. CNN's debate breaks historical precedents since it will be the first time in American history that a general election debate has been owned and controlled by a for-profit corporation. First time since the inaugural presidential debate in 1960 between John F. Kennedy and Richard Nixon, where not a single voter will be present at the presidential debate. Wow, I didn't know that. That's pretty interesting. So this will be the first time since 1960 where there won't be any audience. I had no idea. That's very interesting to know. This will be the earliest in the presidential election year in history and the first time prior to the DNC and RNC nominating conventions. Historical. This is historical in so many different ways. The first presidential debate since 1988 that the Commission on Presidential Debates has not sponsored. Wow. First ever debate between a sitting president and a former president. Very interesting. Donald Trump is known for making history, and here he is again. This will be a matchup of the 2 oldest candidates in U.S. history. Not something Trump wants to brag about, being a part of that history, but still, it's history. And the fact is, Trump is competent and Joe Biden is not. That's just the fact. The American people want leaders who trust them to make up their own minds, Kennedy said. Instead, our last 2 presidents are restricting voters from choosing anyone other than themselves. Presidents Biden and Trump have suckered trillions of dollars from the pockets of working people, and Americans deserve to hear from the one candidate who can hold them to account. Very good. And there it is. So one way or the other, Kennedy will be there. He will be a part of the debate, not the way that we want it, obviously. That's not how we want him to participate in this debate. But, take what you can get. At least he's going to be there in some fashion, and he will be responding to Trump and to Biden. So it's better than nothing. But Kennedy, if anyone deserves to be there, it is RFK Jr., I believe. I don't think there's any doubt in that. I don't know why anyone would have any doubt that RFK Jr. should be participating in this historical event. Some interesting stats there. Love Team Kennedy for doing that. Jumping back over, covering a lot of Kennedy stuff earlier. I haven't even gotten to the main Kennedy stuff that I really want to get to. There was another short. Yeah, he's working on his third book. This book is going to be awesome, by the way. That came out in 2009. Kennedy does have another book that you can pre-order right now on Amazon.com. I don't know the name of it right now, but it is. I'm excited about it. It comes out in October of 2024, so that's going to be good. Let me check the quality of this, make sure it's the highest, and let's play this. This is about 49 seconds.
And now it is the job of everybody in this crowd to go out and fight back, to resist, 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 and to reclaim our government, to reclaim our lives, to reclaim our liberty for our children, for our country, and for all future generations. And I can tell you this, I will stand side by side with you. And that if I have to die for this, I'm going to die with my boots on.
Whew. So I'm not exactly sure. And I want to look at this. I'm not exactly sure where this is from. I think is this from Mexico? It doesn't really say. If anybody knows, I would love to know where that is from. And it may be in the comments there too. I'm not sure. But it is, that's a very powerful video there. All right, that's all the Kennedy stuff. Oh, wait, no, there is more. The real Kennedy news. The major Kennedy news from today. Of course, go to Kennedy24.com, click on news or hover over news and go to press. This is where you're going to find the most recent stuff. Guess what happened again? Well, on the 25th, which is today, June 25th, 2024, Kennedy submits double the necessary signatures to gain ballot access in Illinois. Look at that. Springfield, Illinois. Possibly home of the Simpsons. We're still not sure about that, as far as I know. The Kennedy campaign today announced it has submitted the signatures to gain ballot access in Illinois. The campaign turned in more than 63,000 signatures on Monday, more than double the 25,000 required. RFK Jr. serves as a symbol of hope for Americans, said Illinois State Director George Kemper. As a veteran, father, and husband, I strive to build a better tomorrow for future generations. As president, I know Mr. Kennedy will lead by example and secure a prosperous future for all Americans. The campaign's aggressive ballot access operation has surpassed all its milestones to ensure the Kennedy-Shanahan ticket is on the ballot in all 50 states in the District of Columbia. The ballot access operation is fully funded with more than $15 million raised. We need an independent, brave voice talking about real issues impacting Americans, said Illinois volunteer leader Robert Little. Volunteers across the state worked hard to get RFK Jr. on the ballot to offer voters another option to the two-party duopoly. The Kennedy-Shanahan ticket is officially on the ballot in 8 states: California, Delaware, Hawaii, Michigan, Minnesota, Oklahoma, South Carolina, and Utah. The campaign has submitted its signatures for 11 more states: Alaska, Nebraska, New Jersey, New York, North Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Texas, Washington, and now Illinois. It has collected enough signatures for ballot access in 6 states: Florida, Idaho, Iowa, Mississippi, New Hampshire, and Nevada. Even though in Nevada, they're going through some legal issues, which is stupid. So dumb. Anyways, maybe we'll cover a little bit of that. The Kennedy-Shanahan campaign has collected the signatures needed for ballot access in 25 states, totaling 348 electoral votes. That's 65% of the 538 total electoral votes nationwide. So they currently, if they were to hold the election right now, they could possibly get 348. We know that by July, I believe by July or maybe August, Kennedy will be on the ballot in all 50 states and the District of Columbia. What about the islands? I'm still curious about the islands. So that is what we know. That is the great news I wanted to share with everybody today. That's the reason why I'm doing this quick little show today, because of that. And I should probably go and look at the map, I guess, before we go. Doesn't hurt to look at the map. And we can see, once again, this beautiful map here, all turning in Kennedy's favor. And there we go, 348. That's the magic number there. More than they need. More than he needed to qualify to be on the debate stage. But because technically it's only 8 states, they can't, because some of these states are lagging. They're dragging their feet to certify the signatures for their states. So lots of shenanigans. You're going to see that. Lots of leg dragging, arm dragging, whatever you want to say, vote dragging. But in the end, we know how this will end. This is going to end with Kennedy on the ballot in your state. In your state, he will be there. The choice is yours. And that is going to be a great day in the USA to have that choice. Now, or maybe I'll just go right to it, play a little bit more here. There's a few more videos, a few that I really want to try to touch on. So what I will do is play a little bit of this from the Faith and Freedom speech from President Trump, and then we'll get into some of this other stuff. Yeah, why not? Why go through?
They don't know why. They thought he had slaves. Actually, I think he probably didn't. But anybody that was, it's just like incredible. Changing the name of what we won world wars from those forts. Fort Bragg. So many of the forts, we won world wars. We dominated. We saved the world from those forts. And now they decide to take the names off. And wait till you see ultimately what happens with those names. I call it a transition, like transitioning. They have a transition name before they name it. The Reverend Al Sharpton Fort. Fort Al Sharpton. Now you can just imagine. You can just imagine. But this is a transition. They've done a couple of transitions. These people they're sick. They're sick. As president, I will not cut one penny from Social Security or Medicare. I kept that promise for 4 straight years, and I will keep it again. By contrast, Joe Biden has cut Medicare Advantage payments. You don't even know this. For 2 straight years, a total betrayal of seniors. Senior citizens, he's cut your Advantage payments for 2 years, and nobody knows it. And the seniors have to get on board because I'll tell you what, they're being treated badly. The military is being treated badly. Our vets are being treated the worst of all. How about our vets? They're laying in streets. I had the highest approval rating for a president ever with the Veterans Administration. Now it's one of the lowest ever. What I did was incredible. Like no long waits. If you have to wait a long time, you go get a private doctor, we pay for it. People were waiting 3-4 months to get, people were becoming terminally ill waiting. Also firing civil service and other workers that were sadists and crooks, but they were sadists. They were beating up our soldiers in their not prime time. In prime time, they wouldn't be able to do it. They get their ass handed to them, right? But they were not doing it think of it, they were not treating our soldiers right. And I got it. And you couldn't fire them because under civil service rules, you cannot fire anybody. They had one in Arizona. They caught him stealing $400,000. They caught him cold. He admitted everything. They couldn't fire him. They could do everything, but they couldn't fire him. Stole $400,000. But they were beating up our soldiers. They were sadists. And I got the right to fire them through Congress. It had to go through Congress. Both of them had to go through Congress. Choice had to go through Congress. So we got him choice all right. And I'll tell you, the number of people that were saved, I got the highest rating ever. 92%. Think of this. So now it's down to 40%. They ended all of this stuff. Why would they end it? They hate our country and they hate our military. They hate our veterans. They hate our soldiers. Biden, and they made up a story about me with suckers and losers. They made up this story about me looking down at graves saying sucker. They make it up, suckers and losers. Who were surrounded by military people? There's nobody that's stupid enough to make that statement. Think of it. And I was president. I would have said that would have been justified for somebody to start taking swings at me as president. But they made it up. It's a phrase that was totally made up by a third-rate magazine that's going out of business, losing a fortune.
Yeah, and that's just one example of some of the stuff that they tried to do to him. But I want to get to this here. This is... I thought this was good. This is President Trump. He said this on June 20th, 2024. And of course, another instance of him going after RFK Jr. Breaking my heart. Breaking my heart.
I know that RFK Jr. wants to try and get onto the stage on Thursday, and I'd love to have him, frankly, because I don't think he's much of a debater. And he's got some very liberal, radical left ideas. But I would love to have him, but you have to get certain numbers. That was the criteria, and he's way below those numbers. He's not coming close. So I hope to see him up there someday, but it looks to me like he's not going to qualify on many fronts. But he'll be there, and, you know, they say he hurts Biden more than he hurts me. I don't know if that's true or not, but they say he hurts Biden because he's a serious left person. And you know what? If he is, that's good. I don't really care.
Yes, you do. Yeah, Kennedy is a serious left. Kennedy is the real left. Kennedy would be the left that I grew up in, that, you know, we all thought when you think of somebody who is left, you think of RFK Jr. And when you talk about liberal, well, I've been reading this book here, Letter to Liberals by Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And it's really kind of helped me understand why Trump is saying, and why Trump is right, that Kennedy is a liberal. He's a hardcore liberal. He's a real liberal, not a fake one. He's not a lino, a liberal in name only. He is the real deal. But so Trump is just playing this card here, and I don't think this is good for him. I don't think this works in his favor, attacking RFK Jr. at all.
I'm going to Cleveland. It looks like we're doing great in Ohio. We're doing great in just about every state we're in. Every poll number that's coming in is looking good. We're leading just about every poll on a national basis, also on a swing state basis. And I look forward to Thursday night. It'll be great. And again, I saw RFK Jr., nice guy. I hope he can debate, because I really think it would be a good thing to have him up there. I'd love to have him up there, but you have to do better than 6 or 7 points, like by about triple. And maybe someday he'll be there, but I sort of doubt it. Thank you.
All right, so there it is. Maybe someday he'll be there, but I sort of doubt it. And I don't agree with that at all. I think he will be there. He'll be there very soon. But this is the one. Ooh, look at this one. And maybe I should have Kennedy explain the single-digit polling explanation. This is pretty good. Kennedy is going to explain the shenanigans.
Every poll we've seen that shows us in single digits uses a deceptive methodology. And what they do is they ask the subjects whether they favor Biden or Trump or other, and if they select other, then they're sent to a different field where they're given a choice between me and Cornel West and Jill Stein. And that's not a conventional way to take a poll. The conventional way would be to ask the subjects the same question that they would see when they get into the voting booth. And when they do that, my polling comes up between 15% and 25%. So it's, I can't assess the polls that you're talking about without actually, looking at the crosstabs. We've seen a number of the big polling companies adopt that methodology over the past 3 months, and consistently they drop my poll the single digits. When the polling company does it both ways, as Quinnipiac did. I poll in single digits when they asked, when they used the deceptive methodology, and poll in double digits, high teens, low 20s, when they asked to poll the conventional way.
That's good. That's some good numbers. So it's all about how they're skewing the polls, and Trump knows that. He knows better than to fall for all of that nonsense. Okay, last one here. This is all I got. This one is pretty interesting for a few reasons, but here we go again. And I just feel like every time Trump goes after Kennedy, it just doesn't come off right. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel good. It just something wrong about it. Here we go.
So we got this poll last night from Rasmussen, and it was they also did it like with Kennedy and with the other ones in there. Cornel West. He's one of my favorite candidates, Cornel West. And I like her also, Jill Stein. I like her very much. You know why? She takes 100% from them. He takes 100%. Kennedy's probably 50-50, but he's a fake. He's a fake. He's a total fake. You don't want to. He's more liberal than Joe Biden and all of these communists that work for him. Kennedy's more liberal than all of them. He wants to be in the debate, but he's got bad numbers. You can't do that, right? I'd like to have him in the debate, actually. I'd love to have him in the debate, but he's got bad numbers, very bad. No, I don't think he's going to ever make it.
So that's that. I mean, you can hear it's not. And this is at a Trump rally where, well, they cheer for him, they clap for him, they do something. But in this case, it was just like, just quiet. It was so quiet. Very interesting right there. All right. Well, that is it. God bless you all. And we got more coming up on Thursday. Thursday will be the big day. We'll see what happens there. This will just be kind of the kickoff here. It's been a long election season, and we still got, July, August, September, October. A little over 4 months left to go here. How are you liking it so far? I'm loving it, but God bless you all. Remember, Jesus Christ loves you, and so do I, my friends.